Tonight, a major development in the tense waters of Southeast Asia. The Philippine Navy has confirmed a game-changing moment for its national defense. Its most advanced warships, the Jose Rizal-class frigates, are now fully armed and ready. After years of waiting, these vessels have finally received the critical weapon systems they were built for. This upgrade marks a new era for the armed forces of the Philippines, signaling a serious commitment to defending its maritime territory. Officials emphasize these upgrades are purely defensive, ensuring the Philippines can patrol its own waters safely. The completion of these ships' combat systems fulfills a promise to the Filipino people, a stronger, more capable Navy. The Philippines' move to strengthen its naval capabilities is key to maintaining regional stability. The world is watching, and tonight, the Philippine Navy has shown it is ready. When the BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Antonio Luna first arrived, they were symbols of a new era. These were the first purpose-built, missile-capable frigates in the Philippine Navy's history. For decades, the fleet had relied on aging vessels, many of them hand-me-downs. The arrival of these new ships was a source of immense national pride and a leap forward in capability. On the surface, they looked ready to patrol the vast Philippine archipelago. However, beneath the advanced radar systems, there was a critical issue. The ships were delivered fitted for, but not with certain key weapon systems. This meant the ships had dangerous blind spots, like a boxer with a strong right hook, but no ability to block punches. The incomplete state was a calculated risk, born out of budget constraints and a phased modernization plan. The government planned to acquire the missing systems later, but this created a period of significant vulnerability. The ships were sent on patrols in one of the world's most contested maritime zones, facing threats without their full defensive suite. For the sailors, this was a constant source of concern. They knew their warship had an Achilles heel. The pride of having a new ship was mixed with anxiety, knowing it wasn't yet whole. The public saw a symbol of strength, but the crew knew they were waiting for the final pieces of their armor. What exactly was missing? The two most critical gaps were in the ship's last-ditch defense and their ability to detect underwater threats. First, the absence of a close-in weapon system, or CIWS, a rapid-firing, radar-guided gun designed to shoot down incoming anti-ship missiles at close range. Without a CIWS, the frigates were extremely vulnerable to missile attacks. Second, they lacked a towed array sonar, which allows detection of quiet submarines from a much greater distance. Without this, a quiet enemy submarine could sneak up undetected. These missing systems were fundamental to the ship's survival in a modern naval battle. The Jose Rizal-class frigates were designed as multi-role warships, but without a CIWS and towed array sonar, two of those roles were severely compromised. The Philippines had invested hundreds of millions in its most capable warships, yet they couldn't be deployed to the highest risk areas without unacceptable danger. They could show the flag, but their ability to fight and survive a real conflict was in question. The gaps in their armor were well known to potential adversaries, undermining their deterrent value. The need to fill these gaps became an urgent national security priority. The West Philippine Sea is one of the world's busiest shipping lanes and a flashpoint of geopolitical tension. The Philippines faces constant challenges here, with foreign naval and militia ships swarming its claimed territories. The most significant threats are advanced anti-ship missiles, capable of crippling or sinking a modern frigate with a single hit. Patrolling without a CIWS was like playing Russian roulette for the BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Antonio Luna. Beneath the waves, stealthy submarines armed with torpedoes add to the danger. This is the daily reality for the Philippine Navy, where a single miscalculation could spark conflict. The urgency was clear. These ships needed to be fully armed to survive. Faced with these dangers, the Philippine government knew it had to act. Accepting the risk was not an option, so the acquisition of the missing systems was fast-tracked as part of the Horizon 2 modernization program. Closing the gaps on the Jose Rizal-class frigates became a top priority. The Navy laid out precise technical requirements, a CIWS that could integrate seamlessly, and a towed array sonar proven against quiet submarines. Several international defense companies submitted proposals, and the selection process focused on technical performance, cost, and rapid integration. In late 2022, contracts were awarded Aselsan for the CIWS and Elbit Systems for the towed array sonar. This marked the official start of the project to complete the frigate's combat suites. The contract included not just hardware, but installation, integration, and crew training. This decisive action showed a shift in the Philippines' defense posture, moving beyond symbolism to real combat capability. The government allocated significant funds, signaling that maritime defense was a non-negotiable priority. The signing of the contract was a declaration of intent. The tools the Navy needed were finally on the way. The frigates would soon be the warships they were meant to be. The last line of defense, the close-in weapon system. The chosen system is the Aselsan Gokdanaz 35mm CIWs, a robotic turret with twin cannons firing over 1,000 rounds per minute. It operates automatically, using its own radar and sensors to detect and destroy incoming threats in seconds. Its main purpose, to be the ship's final guardian against sea-skimming anti-ship missiles. Adding this CIWS is transformative, providing a layer of protection the frigates never had before. Imagine an anti-ship missile screaming toward the ship. The Gokdanaz system locks on and unleashes a wall of shells, shredding the missile just before impact. This system gives the crew a fighting chance to survive the most lethal threats in modern naval warfare. The psychological impact is immense. Knowing this shield is watching over them boosts morale and confidence. The CIWS is fully integrated into the ship's combat management system, sharing data with all sensors and weapons. The commander has a complete picture of all threats and can manage all defensive layers from one console. The addition of the CIWS completes the ship's integrated defense network. From long range to point blank, the Jose Rizal-class now has an answer for incoming aerial threats. The difference is clear, from being a target to becoming a fortress. Hunting the hunters, the towed array sonar. While the CIWS protects from threats above, the new towed array sonar protects from dangers below. Elbit Systems' towed array sonar is a long cable packed with sensitive hydrophones, towed far behind the ship. This placement gets the sensors away from the ship's own noise, allowing detection of quiet submarines at much greater ranges. The towed array is a quantum leap for anti-submarine warfare, turning the frigate from prey into a formidable hunter. It allows passive searches, listening without giving away the ship's position. In the complex underwater environment of the West Philippine Sea, this capability is vital. When a threat is detected, the frigate can track and, if necessary, deploy its own anti-submarine weapons. The mere knowledge that these frigates now possess this capability changes the strategic calculation for any adversary. Submarine commanders must now be more cautious. Knowing the risk of detection has increased dramatically. The towed array sonar, though unseen, projects a powerful shield beneath the waves. Why weren't these systems included from the start? The answer: a pragmatic, phased approach to modernization. Building a modern navy is expensive and complex. Trying to buy everything at once isn't feasible. The Philippine Navy adopted a crawl, walk, run strategy. First, acquire the basic frigate platform with essential systems. Get the ships into service and crews trained. The current upgrades, the CIWS and towed array sonar, represent the walk phase, focusing on survivability. A warship that can't survive the first hit is useless, no matter how many missiles it carries. The run phase will likely involve installing a vertical launch system for advanced anti-aircraft missiles. By breaking modernization into phases, each step is properly funded and integrated. This methodical process is a responsible way to build a credible, sustainable naval force. The Philippine Navy is building for the long term, one step at a time. From symbol to shield, a navy reborn. With these upgrades, the BRP Jose Rizal and BRP Antonio Luna have completed their transformation. They are now true shields for the nation, resilient and multi-role combatants. Fully equipped, they can protect the Philippines' maritime sovereignty and defend national interests in contested waters. This new capability gives the government more credible options and strengthens the country's deterrent posture. A potential aggressor must now think twice before challenging a Philippine vessel. For the men and women of the Navy, this is a moment of profound significance. Their training and courage, now matched by their tools, morale and pride across the fleet, are at an all-time high. The full arming of the Jose Rizal-class marks a pivotal chapter in Philippine naval history. The message is clear. The Philippines is serious about defending its waters, and its new frigates are ready to lead the way.